It was summer of 2021, and I was finally done with failure. I was done with the trauma. I was done with the social deprivation, and I was done with being a loser. The last 10 months of my life have been a total catastrophe. My mental health was in the ruins. My social intelligence was at its lowest. My physical health was shit. And worst of all, I had no mission in life. I had no purpose, something that I could work hard on every single day. The worst period of my life had just concluded. The second wave of COVID that happened during the winter, back when we were all stuck at home having online lessons while it was cold outside. Meanwhile, all of our teachers were yelling at us like we were total retards, so our mental health was completely gone. And finally, after this long and painful school year was finally over, me and my family sat down next to a beautiful lake and we had lunch in this restaurant where my dad knew the owner. And it was at that time that my parents told me, "Hey TR, how cool it would be if you just started to exercise more. Just imagine yourself how much your biceps will be bigger. Imagine how much everyone will start to respect you more. And just imagine how much your self-esteem will finally go up." This was the first time when my parents genuinely motivated me after this harsh time of the second wave of the COVID pandemic. And so I took this challenge. And from that point onwards, I started to exercise every single day. But I didn't go all out. I was doing probably like 30 push-ups every single day, which, I mean, it was something, but I was not exercising most efficiently. And so I went out looking for advice. And after searching for a long time, a YouTube video from a well-known self-improvement YouTuber popped up. And so I clicked on it, and it was a video by the most famous self-improvement YouTuber called Hamza Ahmed. And this guy, he changed my entire view on self-improvement. He was making videos about dating, how to get more social intelligence, and how to exercise better. And so I remember from summer of 2021 all the way until like spring of 2022, I watched so many of Hamza's videos that I can't even count them anymore. And worst of all, I wasn't even taking any action in it. I was just coping while I was watching them that I was being productive with my life, when in reality I was just watching them to make the time pass. And worst of all was, I wasn't doing anything to improve my mental health and my physical health also. I didn't even knew about the concept of purpose. I didn't knew about willpower, discipline, mindfulness, flow state. All of these terms were completely unheard of for me. I didn't knew what they even meant. And then I did one of the biggest mistakes of my entire life. I quit that self-improvement period and came back onto self-improvement a year later in summer of 2023. The reason? You see, between this period of summer 2021 and spring of 2023, the only self-improvement content that I was watching was about dating and working out, and I didn't care about the concept of purpose, willpower, discipline, and even if I wanted to learn about them, I didn't even knew how those concepts were called. Like, how are you meant to learn something when you don't even know how it is called? That's like saying I want to be good at martial arts, but I don't know the names of any of them. And so, without having this strong self-improvement foundation of purpose, of willpower, discipline, mental health, the entire self-improvement house, which I was building, crumbled. You can imagine your self-improvement journey as a house. So you have the foundation, right? That is all of the effort, the hard work that you put to be most efficient in your self-improvement journey. So like improving your focus, finding your purpose, improving your willpower so you can resist the instant gratification activities more, the discipline so you can work hard even if you don't feel like it. And then you have all the different productivity hacks like waking up at 5 a.m. and having a morning routine, doing all the good habits like journaling, gratitude journaling, meditation, adventuring, And this right here is your foundation upon what the three big desires of men reside on. And these three big desires are wealth, health, and relationships. Wealth basically means building a business that will bring you financial, location, and time freedom. It doesn't have to be a business. It can be, for example, a job, if it is a part of your purpose, for example. Health basically means improving your physical and your mental health. And relationships, that basically means improving your social intelligence so that you know how to deal with people. Like, for example, becoming friends with the top 1% of men, the most hardworking, masculine, and stoic men that you can think about. Those kinds of men that will be your friends to the point they will even follow you through hell. Then also like finding your future wife, like the godly 10 out of 10 woman that you can think about. The woman that you will have the most polarized relationship with. And then there's also like dealing with dumbasses, spending time with your family members and your children, your other friends, you get what I'm saying. The health and wealth are like the walls and the roof of your house. And the relationships part is like the nice interior of your house. And you see what I did wrong back then, in summer of 2021. I only cared about the interior. That's only if you put the interior on dirt. I had no self-improvement foundation. I had no walls where I would keep the interior, and it was just a total mess. But now, I have the entire self-improvement house, because I've been doing the right things. I have been waking up at 5 a.m., I have found my purpose, I am leveling up my willpower. In fact, I'm leveling up my discipline because I don't feel like making this video, for example. I am doing the good habits, like exercising, improving my focus through meditation, journaling, gratitude journaling, adventuring, and I have finally somewhere where I can put the interior and the walls and the roof of my self-improvement house. It finally all comes back together to create this masterpiece of a building. So, the most common mistake on self-improvement is that 99% of guys have no plan. They have no destination. All they see is just a delayed gratification. You know, like attracting your future wife, getting the 10 out of 10 godly physique, getting financial, location, and time freedom. And so they immediately get into entrepreneurship. They start to do, I don't know, drop shipping, drop servicing, affiliate marketing, coding, and then they are confused why it hasn't worked for them, even though they've invested like $100 into their affiliate marketing website, and they've been working on it for the past like 2 months. And yet they are sitting there, scrolling on TikTok for 5 hours every single day, or on YouTube or any other bullshit social media website, wondering why they have such high depression levels, why they overthink so much, why their anxiety levels are through the roof, why they just cannot focus away from their mobile phones and on the work that actually matters. They wonder why they don't make any new gains through exercising even after they've been consistent for the past like 3 months. And yet all they eat is basically just McDonald's, chips, ice cream, and all of these other bullshit. Now, to be fair though, when you get advanced in your self-improvement journey, like I am right now, you get to eat those things like once in a while. But when you're starting out on your self-improvement journey, when you're actually going all out, you can't afford to eat them all the time. Like sure, you have great metabolism, but your mental health and your physical health is shit. You don't really trust yourself right now. I now have great mental health through all of the good habits that I've been doing for the past like 11 months. So I get to tell myself that the ice cream won't really have an effect on my physical health. And it just doesn't. And yet you're still sitting there, depressed as fuck, wondering why that cheeseburger that you got from McDonald's had made you gain like half a kilo, when you've been consistently jogging every single day for like 3 months. And lastly, when they go cold approach women, they don't even have a reason to go and cold approach them. They just think that, oh baby, do you come here often? That will just give them the woman's phone number, even though they look like these needy, slimy maggots. And when they do cold approach them, if they build up enough courage, they look like that little 3-year-old kid that is coming up to his mommy to tell her that he has broken something. It just looks like a mess. It is awkward, you have shit mental health, you have no financial location and time freedom, you have the worst physical health that you can think about. You are inconsistent on your good habits. You don't even know about the concept of purpose, willpower, and discipline. And yet you're trying to act like you're already in the top 1% of men? You with your shitty attention span? Come on, bro. You're better than this. Lower down your ego and just listen to me. And trust me, in 2 years, you will be up there. You just have to get onto the right path. And if you're still watching this video 10 minutes in, then I truly believe that you can make it. Why? Because you're already better than the 99% of people. Because you have actually a great attention span. Now, the reason why I said a shitty attention span like a minute ago was because you can't really sit down and study for like 3 hours every single day. You can't watch a long-form educational podcast on YouTube without getting bored like 30 minutes in. You get bored from just reading a book for 1 hour, but that's okay. Over time, as you meditate more and more and you improve your mental health, your attention span will get better and better. But still, even now, even if you're still this 5 out of 10 man that is still just getting started on his self-improvement journey, then I believe you. You have so much more potential than you think you have. You can achieve great things. And by far the best way to make significant progress in your self-improvement journey in no time is to have a strong competition. And so if you want to compete with me and get in touch with other high-value men of your generation who have the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, then please join our Discord clan in the description and become a part of the family. I know you will find your place in there and you will make progress in no time. So how do you get onto the right path in self-improvement? Well, as I already said in the story in the beginning of this video, I told you that back then my self-improvement foundation was non-existent. The walls of my self-improvement house didn't exist because I didn't do any of the good habits like meditation, journaling, adventuring. My mental health was shit. My physical health was shit also. I was kind of focusing on it because I've been working out. So you can say that the roof was kind of there, but not really. And then there was the interior, which symbolized all of the dating and relationships videos in general that I watched from Hamza. I was making no progress in the wealth desire. And so that meant I had no walls in my self-improvement house. But don't worry, as you get more and more advanced in your self-improvement journey, entrepreneurship will become easier and easier. What you need to focus on now is building your self-improvement foundation, and everything will come to you. Money, woman, the godly physique, the godly mental health. All you have to do is just build your self-improvement foundation, and all of the materials to build your self-improvement house will come to you in no time. So the biggest component of your self-improvement foundation is your purpose in life. You see, your purpose in life is this authentic activity, this skill that just feels totally natural to you when you do it. Yet when the 99% of people do it on their first try, they completely fail at it. Yet you do it so effortlessly. And when you do it, 3 hours feel like 5 minutes. Because you're just naturally that good at it. You don't really have to think about it. It puts you into a state of flow. Like it is just you and the skill and nothing else in the world. Nothing matters. It is something that everyone has been telling you since you were like a little kid, like a kindergartner, that you're naturally better at it and that you're destined to become it. For me, it was becoming a teacher. Since I was a kindergartner, my mom always used to tell me that I was destined to become a teacher in some kind of way and form, and you can just see it on this YouTube channel, for example. And so the way to find your purpose in life, this life calling, this superpower that you have, that separates you from the 99% of people, you need to get rid of all the outside noise. You need to get far away from society. You need to spend a few days alone, just by yourself, and journaling about your entire life. You have to analyze what things you were doing when you were younger that have put you in a state of flow. A really great book that I recommend that you read if you want to figure out your purpose in life is Mastery by Robert Greene. And you can also watch my other videos on purpose also, if you want. I have already made like 20 videos on purpose because of how important topic it is. And I wished that someone told me this when I was younger. But whatever, life goes on. But what matters now is that I am on the true path of self-improvement, on the path of becoming the best version of myself. What I did right there was to learn from my mistake, and I leveled up my stoicism skill. Your stoicism skill is basically remaining calm in hard situations. Like for example, you have a mistake that you've made like few years ago and it still pisses you off to this day. Well, stoicism is all about handling those situations. It is taking that loss and turning it into a win. Basically taking a valuable life lesson from it. Like for example, when I figured out that I was doing self-improvement the wrong way in summer of 2023, when I got back onto self-improvement and made the right path, like building my self-improvement foundation, I had two options. Either get back onto self-improvement and build myself up again and become the best version of myself, but that would cost me hundreds, even thousands of hours of hard work, trials of tribulations, and so much pain. Or I could have just sat down in the corner of my bedroom and just cried and whined about, oh, I have lost so much of my life, all of these years I've been doing self-improvement wrong. I could have been a pussy, but I chose not to. Instead, I got myself back up and I started to wake up every single day at 5 a.m. I started to work on myself yet again, but this time the right way. And this right here is stoicism. It is taking these mistakes that you've done in the past, even your traumatic experiences, even awkward moments that have happened to you in the past, and taking a valuable life lesson from them. Just answering the question of how can I avoid them in the future? What can I learn from them that I can even teach to the people around me? And then using the life lesson as a motivator to never make those mistakes ever again. The next thing that you want to level up is your willpower. Your willpower is the skill of resisting the temptations, like the instant gratification activities. Willpower is limited to how much you have it every single day, meaning that if you constantly get bombarded with YouTube all the time, then after a while your willpower will get so much depleted that you will just relapse on it. But willpower is like a muscle, meaning that every single time that you use it, it grows stronger. And as you get more and more advanced in your self-improvement journey, your willpower will level up so much that you will never relapse on, for example, video games ever again. So I suggest you look into that. The next skill that you want to level up is your discipline. This is the skill of doing the hard work when you don't feel like it. It can be, for example, like getting out of bed at 5 a.m. to start your morning routine. You don't feel like getting out of the bed, do you? So what you have to do is take smaller steps. You have to break down that big activity of getting out of bed. Like for example, can you take off that warm, nice blanket off of you? Yes, you can. Can you take one foot off of your bed and onto the ground? Of course you can. Now can you do it with the other? Yes. Can you swing yourself up to stand up? Of course you can. And this is how you level up your discipline, slowly but surely. Of course, willpower and discipline are very complex topics, and this was just a really TLDR version of them. So I suggest that you really look into them in your free time. And the last component of your self-improvement foundation are good habits that will improve your mental and physical health, and will make you better at entrepreneurship and better in relationships. These good habits are journaling, gratitude journaling, adventuring, meditation, visualizations, goal settings, strategizing, and lastly, and my most favorites, reading books and watching long-form educational videos on YouTube, because these two will always give you the most quality knowledge that you can think about, no matter what era we are living in. Books and long-form educational videos like podcasts will always remain superior on top of, short-form educational videos on YouTube. Those like high dopamine, hyper-edited videos that just mentally fuck you up. Like, oh, top 7 no-fat tips. Fuck you. Like, honestly. And they put like a picture of a whore on the thumbnail. Yeah. Of course, I cannot sum up the entire self-improvement foundation in this video, This video was just meant to get you onto the right path in life. You need to now go read books and watch long-form educational videos on all of the topics that we've been talking about in this video. You need to actually go and research them in your free time, which I do believe that you will do as the young, hard-working, stoic and masculine man that I know you are. And watch out for the clickbait on YouTube. Watch out for the bullshit clickbaity content of, for example, top 5 side hustles to do in 2024. Or for example, you only need this one exercise to grow a fantastic V-taper. Ignore those type of content, because they only want to get views from you. They only want your attention, because think about it, all of their videos are the same. They don't give you any new knowledge, because all they want is to just get ad revenue from you. They don't actually want to give you knowledge, and so don't watch the short form, clickbaity YouTubers. Because if they say stuff like, just play video games for 1 hour at the end of the day, it's okay, just relax, king. And if they say stuff like, just keep a nofap streak, that will definitely keep you consistent. Never believe those motherfuckers. Just let me tell you, I have believed them, and it hasn't worked. Once again, don't forget your invitation to our Discord clan in the description. You are now a part of our family, of our Discord clan. And don't forget to comment on which part of the video you liked the most. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you.